Welcome to Search for Signs. My name is Gary Willing. If this information interests you, please press the like and subscribe button and press the bell for notifications. Hope you're doing well today. It is April the 11th, the 411, right? And hope you're doing well, staying safe out there and everything like that. Now, I wanted to show you this picture. This is a picture that a friend of mine on Facebook put up and reminded me of. She didn't remind me, but she put it up and it reminded me of a Maitreya experience that was written into Share International magazine many years ago. And what this is a drawing that apparently Maitreya drew and written in, it looks like Chinese or Japanese or something like this. It says, "Be at peace and remember to pray," is what that says. So there was a translation in there. But Maitreya drew this and put this on a piece of paper, and it was pinned to the Lost Loved Ones board after the tsunami of 2004. So there was like a bulletin board that people would put photos of lost loved ones and so forth, and this was put on there. So during these times of uncertainty and struggle and crisis, Maitreya reminds us to be at peace and remember to pray, because really these masters can do a lot to help us out, but it's important for us to pray and ask for help so then they don't infringe on our free will. A few videos back, I had put an invitation up for anybody who would be willing to ask me a question, could ask me a question, and I would be more than happy to answer it as best I could. And the questions have been trickling in. Now, the last couple people didn't really ask me questions. They posted more statements, and I wanted to kind of address a couple of them before I read Benjamin Creme's Master's article. But first one was written by Jordan and says there's no evidence that Maitreya has been on TV. Well, of course, because Maitreya is not using his name, Maitreya. He's going by a different name. We just don't know yet. But I will say this, that the time is coming very soon when we will start to recognize him more and more on TV. And what will eventually happen is what Maitreya said to me when I saw him at a peace rally. He said, "You're going to see me on TV real soon, and we're going to change the world together." So he is speaking in the way that he's speaking in order that we respond to it, have a heartfelt response to his message, and not doing it out of any sort of obligation, so to speak, because we think that he's Maitreya or the Christ come back or whatever it is. So, but speaking under, kind of speaking to humanity under the radar right now, but eventually people will start to pick up more and more that this ordinary person is anything but ordinary and is quite extraordinary. And his solutions, his simple solutions to our ever-growing problems are quite sane and quite possible. So the wisdom and the love behind his words will be the key, and it will cause a heartfelt response to those who are listening. And if you are familiar with this story, even in the slightest, you'll start to pick up on the fact that that's Maitreya that's speaking on TV. Now, the other person that wrote something, his name is Charme Cesaria, and it says 3/20/20, 666. This is what Jesus was talking about in the book of Matthew. Are you sure? That's the question I have to ask about that. Are you sure that's what Jesus was talking about? This is the Antichrist that was also talked about in the book called New World Order. The world experiencing strong labor pains to receive the Antichrist. Those who accept him will also receive the mark of the beast, which is ID 2020. Wake up, is what this person said. So, thanks for sharing. I don't think the Antichrist is an individual at all. I think the Antichrist is an energy, and the energy has already come and gone, done its work. But the reason why I'm starting to leave these posts up about people commenting about Maitreya being the Antichrist and misinterpreting their own scriptures in this is because it's really indicative of people looking for the Christ, and they're wrongly looking at their scriptures saying, well, that Antichrist has to precede the Christ, right? So that's why they're looking for the Antichrist, is because they really are wanting to receive the Christ himself. So is the Christ going to look the way that they think he's going to look? No. Has the Christ ever looked the way that people thought he should look or expected him to look? Not at all. And it's just, in the end, the Christ is just our elder brother, just a teacher, that's it. and doesn't even want to be referred to as the Christ or even Maitreya or even the Messiah or the Imam Mahdi. Just one of us, just the Son of Man. But anyway, I hope this helps. But I think, like I said, the more people that are looking for the Antichrist, it really is proof that what the Benjamin Crumb's master said is that more and more and more people are looking for the Christ to come back. And that's a good thing. So it's just a part of the process, I guess. But anywho, I want to leave us with one of Benjamin Crumb's master's articles. Again, this is one of the ideas coming from the masters themselves, and I think it's important to hear it. It's probably better to read it, but since most people don't have a Master Speaks, I did put the link in the description in order to where you could buy it yourself on Amazon. But for the meantime, we can just read it aloud and you can go from there. But anyway, take care of yourself, look after someone else, and we're going to get through this together. But the title of this message is The Path to Divinity, and it was published in January of 1994. And again, very pertinent to what's going on today. Very soon now, the world will know that the long await is over, that the Son of Man has kept his promise, and that the new era has begun. When men see him, they will understand the reasons for his appearance and the need for their cooperation. For he will outline the major needs of the time and invite their help in reconstructing the planet. Much there is to do, for a whole world awaits its transformation. Many hands are needed, for the changes involve all men. When Maitreya enters openly the stage of modern life, he will beckon to his side an army of willing helpers. Through them he will administer and oversee the planet's restoration. Time now is short indeed, before Maitreya's face will be seen, his presence known, his counsel listened to with care. His advice will cover the gamut of present ills and point the way to their amelioration and cure. His voice will speak for those who suffer most, the halt, the lame, the outcast, and the poor, for all who suffer silently and needlessly. He will galvanize those who long to help their brothers and set in motion the new crusade of service. Thus will it be. Thus will Maitreya inspire the formation of groups of planetary pioneers, whose task it will be to bring succor to the long-suffering needy of the world. A sustained program of aid, far outstanding anything so far seen, will quickly restore the lives of those in greatest need. On all fronts, the obstacles to progress will be tackled one by one. The greed and selfishness so prevalent today will give place to a broader view of community. The basic needs of all will take priority. The new concern for nature and environment will be embodied in legislation universally accepted and will lead to a wise husbandry of nature's gifts. International travel on a massive scale will reduce the isolation and prejudice which narrows the vision and keeps in ignorance so many millions today. The hold on men's minds of the old ideologies will gradually weaken and give way to a new tolerance and trust. Thus will emerge a new atmosphere in which the most ambitious changes can take place in a spirit of goodwill. The general good will replace self-interest as a measure of men's actions, and in growing harmony the peoples of the earth will move forward into the new age. Thus will it be, and thus under the guidance of Maitreya and his group will men find themselves once more on the right path, the path to divinity. Remember to take action and help SOP save our planet. Thanks for listening, and we look forward to talking to you again in future videos.